Hola everybody, bienvenidos, welcome and welcome back. Now today, I've seen you guys emails and comments about how to get customers. So today we're gonna talk about that. I got about a 30-minute drive in the van where I can kind of go over it and give you what worked for us, maybe some advice and tips that would hopefully benefit you guys. And I know a lot of you are just starting out, you're a couple years in and you're worried about customers. It's stressful being a business owner, and getting customers is always a hard part, you know, when you start. So I'll show you what worked for us. We'll talk about different things that we did, you know, our ups and downs, and I'll give you a little background on our business, what kind of work that we do, and just a little information on us. And I'll try and keep that short, but let's get into it. Let's have a discussion. All right guys, so just so you know, I do light commercial work. I am a AC and refrigeration contractor here in Texas. And I've been doing this going on 15 years. I started when I was 20, and I have my B license because I did not want to do anything else. I do kitchen refrigeration mostly, or basically. So we do restaurants, hospitals, gas stations. We used to do schools. I've worked in Walmarts, just anything that has a kitchen. That's what we do. No supermarket, no chillers, nothing crazy. That's why I said it's like light commercial. So obviously anything under 25 tons, but I mostly do refrigeration work. I am a first generation HVAC tech. I just always have to emphasize that because some people think that I was just a kid born into it, or I was grandfathered in because my dad is working with us. But he doesn't do any HVAC whatsoever. He does hot side work. So that's cooking equipment, which is stoves, fryers, ovens, stuff like that, anything they cook with at the restaurants. I got into the kitchen business because of him, but I did my own thing. I do HVAC work, and he does that cooking equipment work. So we are a small family business. I think we've only had up to like 6 of us at a time. We're down to 4 right now. So we're not that big, but we do have customers, and we don't advertise whatsoever. The only form of advertising I wanted was getting the vans wrapped. That's been good for us too. People will call us and be like, hey, I saw your van here, I saw your truck here, I saw you at this location, can you do my location? That does work. So it's good to brand yourself, brand your your uniforms. I try to go with something obvious. You know, we have the flame and snowflake on the front. It says exactly what we do: heating, cooling, and kitchen repairs. And in the back, I did something fun. I did I'm here because you broke something. Catches everybody's eye, whether they like it or not. Some get offended, like the 1% get offended. But every time I go anywhere, hey, I didn't break anything, and you know, hey, I like your shirt, hey, cool, this, that. It starts the conversation too. So I did something with the shirts there. I handle a lot of the behind the scenes stuff, which I'll mention too. So yeah, brand yourself. You know, like I said, uniforms. We are a navy blue colorway. I'm adding color. I have the old uniform right now. Wrap the van. If you don't want to wrap the van, just put your name in big letters, put the number in big letters, and driving around, your own billboard. So lot of the people that have messaged me, they are also very small businesses, starting out. That's their first few years or whatever. And I remember doing that too. Like we started out with like a couple of customers because my dad knew people. So he left the company he was at. They had him in the office because he worked his way up to management. He didn't like it. He wanted to be out in the field, but they needed him in the office managing everybody. Eventually, it didn't work out with them. He left on bad terms, but it gave him the opportunity to start, right? So a lot of guys that want to start, sometimes you need that motivation, that kick in the butt just to start. So he kind of started without the intention of going full-time, because it was something we did on the weekends. We did, everybody starts like that, I think. Side calls, side work. So we did that kind of stuff. I remember waking up 6, 7 in the morning on the weekends. I was a kid out of high school, going to help him. I remember just being asleep in the truck, and then when we get there, he'd wake me up and we start working. Like I said, I did a lot of hot food stuff, so I changed out like thermopiles. We did the pilots, the burners, like a lot of that kind of stuff, which I do need to get back into, because once he wanted me to do refrigeration, I went full head of steam into that. And as I get older, I know I need to do more of both and be more of a complete kitchen tech, I guess. And as I've gotten older, I've gotten more into the business side, because like I said, when I started, I was a kid. I worked for my dad. I did different kind of work. Went to school, got my degree there. We had a family friend that I went to go work with, basically, because you just need to ride with somebody for the extra year or two to get that experience form, and then they'll list like what work you did and all that, and sign off for it. And I went to go take my test. I took it right away, so I got my license my first few years out in the field or out of school, and then I've been on my own since then. I never had a lead tech, a senior tech, or anybody to lean on. So I made a lot of mistakes along the way, but that's for another story or video. So basically, like I said, when we started, we did have a couple of accounts, small ones here and there, just because they liked my dad. And they were, some people are like, no matter where you are, we want you, right? So he got, I think it was one account. It was a hospital account. And after that, we started advertising by way of business cards. So obviously business cards, I think they're still relevant. I still get asked for them. I do have a bunch printed out just in case. Obviously, the nicer they are, the better. So go full color, put as much crap as you can on it, make them stand out. And like ours are full color front and back, and I list exactly what we do on the back. If I can, I'll show you what they look like. They're not the best. I did them years ago. It's time for an upgrade, but we have thousands of them right now, so I'm trying to get rid of them. So I still get asked for business cards. So the other thing you need to do as far as handing out stuff is we went and, okay, like us, we do restaurants, right? So I eat out, I give out cards. I go pay, I give them out in the front. I go, if a manager's out, if I notice someone's out, I give them a card. Now at the beginning, I did not like being like that. I always thought kind of like that kind of mentality was like a kiss ass mentality, and I didn't like it. But when I started, I just wanted to be an employee. So I worked for my dad. I did my hours. I got out. I didn't care about work. I hung out with my friends. I had roommates. I went out and did my thing. Then when it was time for work, I went into work and I couldn't wait to get out. So I had the employee mentality at first. I did help my dad out a lot though, because I was good with computers. So anytime we needed a document typed up, I did that. I did all our logos because I was good with Photoshop. I did our business cards. I designed the uniforms, hats. I designed our vans. Like anything he needed, I did. So I did a lot of the behind the scenes stuff, and then he started needing billing. So I knew how to use like Word and Excel, so I did the billing for him. I made the documents, printed them out, and we used to get paid like that. Now everything's online. I still do it, but now everything's online. So I did a lot of that stuff after hours, I guess, or when I was home. And then we landed a big account just by networking, right? So like when I say networking, you guys need to go to, or wherever you buy your parts from. Like we go to one place, we go to Johnstone. I can say it, I mean, it's not a big deal. We go to Johnstone for everything. We are friends with everybody there. We talk to everybody there. I try to know their names. If they ask me questions, you know, how's your day going, whatever, I'll stay a little bit, talk to them. I'll ask them, how's business, you know, how's this, how's that. And there's, you know, you get to know the people there, they get to know you. And sometimes it helps, sometimes they help you out, especially when you need that part and they got the lost one. Can you hold it for me? So I call them friends. You can make friends. You can call it networking. You can call it whatever you want. You have your work friends, you have your after work friends. Like I said, I used to think it was like a kiss-ass thing, but you really need to know people. As horrible as it sounds, you need to know people. So, like I said, they might know of work, or they might know of things that you might need down the line. So, make friends with the guys at the parts places. Alright guys, and as I'm leaving the Home Depot, I just wanted to add, when you need to make friends, you're gonna run into a lot of people and just being in the field. So yes, at the supply house, where you get your units, your equipment, like talk to them, but also it would be good to make friends in the field. When I go to a supply house, sometimes there's other technicians that are there, and they ask you, you know, how's your day going, or like, what kind of work do you do, or you know, they'll tell you about something that they were working on, or they'll ask you a question. Sometimes they'll ask you your opinion on something. So I'll chat there with the guys. I mean, it would be good to have people that maybe are better at things that maybe you're not. Maybe you're weak in, like I don't do residential. I don't do a lot of AC work, or a lot of complicated AC work. So it's good to know people that do other things, and other guys in other trades. So like, it's good to know electricians, plumbers, anybody that you might see at your job site that maybe doesn't do what you do. But if you make friends with them, if you talk to them, and they ever get asked who they recommend for like an AC equipment or refrigeration equipment, then they're gonna remember so and so does, like, you do that work and you're buddies with them or whatever. So they would recommend you, and it works both ways. Like, we have an electrician that we recommend. He does great work. He's quick. Every time I send him out somewhere, or we recommend him, the job's done like within a day or two, and it's done perfect. Like, we recommend him, so he's somebody we recommend, and then if they were ask him, he would recommend us too. I have a friend that I grew up with going to school. He ended up having a family business also, but they do residential. So whenever I get asked if I do residential work, I recommend his company, and he doesn't like to do refrigeration. So whenever he gets asked if he's working at a restaurant or something, if anybody can check, the refrigeration equipment or kitchen equipment, then he tells me and I go out there. So it works both ways. If you know people in the field or people just in other trades, because you're going to run into a lot of guys on the job site, whether it's construction, electricians being there, plumbers being there, like whatever, because we don't do all of that stuff. We don't do plumbing, electrical work or anything like that. We strictly do HVAC refrigeration. So it just helps to network. Also go around and see who needs or who does warranty type of stuff. So we have a train here. We had to go to them for some parts at one point because we needed OEM parts. We left our cards there. We left everything there. We talked to the guys. We made friends with the guys. We are on the list now to do train warranty. Stuff like that helps. Go to, try and get on the warranty stuff. If you have any major suppliers around you, manufacturers around you, go to any place. Like I'm telling you from what I do, because I don't do. Not everybody does kitchen refrigeration or kitchen work, but like I said, train is one that we can go to, and we got in like that. You can also go to, like for us, it would be the kitchen supplies area, the stores. So we have a few of them that are scattered around. There's like 3 or 4 of them. We've been on their warranty list too. So go to them, see what they need to be on, what you need to be on their list. And warranty work will help you in tough times because they will call you a good amount of times because they have a list. Obviously, they have several people they can call, but if you're on that list, that's a good thing. And a lot of them require training, like ice machines. Like we were doing warranty work for Scotsman and I believe Manitowoc. They require you to go to their trainings. We do get trainings down here. And they're usually like in hotel, banquet halls, stuff like that. You have to pay to go to them, but the benefit, obviously you get trained, you get their manuals, and you get to get to see the new stuff or any other equipment there because they'll bring it out. But then you also get, credit for the training, and that's what they look for to do warranty work in your area. So going to those trainings is big. So we did a lot of warranty work when we didn't have work because it's been up and down, I'll be honest with you. Lately, for the past 5 years or so, we've been good. But warranty work will help you if you are slow. So warranty work is that kind of work that we didn't really want, but it paid the bills. So they would throw us around, check ice machine here, check ice machine there, because they're selling that stuff like crazy. There was another kitchen supplies that sold refrigeration equipment. I can't remember the brand. I know we did warranty work for Kelvinator. I don't know if that's still around. Because when we started, we lucked out and we got, I don't mind saying past clients, I just won't mention who I'm currently working for. But we got the IHOPs. Right? So, ton of stores, 24/7, plenty of calls. We got a little too comfortable with them because when we did lose them, it wasn't because of us, it was because they were cheap. And I'll get into that in a minute, but they bought from a certain, they had an account at Johnstone too, so we took care of them. And then they had, forgot who they bought from, but they would buy the Kelvinator brand. And we did warranty work for Kelvinator because we did warranty work for that supply, that restaurant supply that sold that stuff. And yeah, we did another one for a warehouse that was, it's also where we buy, it's like a parts place that sells basically everything that your supply house like Johnson would sell, but they specialize, I think, in ice machines. So if I ever can't find a Manitowoc or any part, I go there and I can find it. and they started contacting us for warranty work, so we did warranty work for them. So we did warranty work for several companies, and it helped out a lot. Like I said, the work's not really great. Sometimes they're stupid calls. Sometimes they're, the customer wants it fixed, and you got to go through all these hoops to get the warranty work done. But it pays, right? You get paid no matter what for your time. And if you're slow, you're thankful for it. So, I mean, it got to a point where we kind of stopped, or we denied the warranty work. We, didn't need it anymore, I guess, because we've been real busy. So it helped out when we were slow. Grateful for it. And it's a good one to have if you need more work. Warranty work is great. So yeah, then the IHOP, we had Denny's, we had all those awesome 24/7 get called in the middle of the night stores. But like I said, they went cheaper. They went ahead and hired a maintenance guy to take care of everything. I heard it went to shit. But I think they ended up just remodeling all the stores. Anyway, so they probably have all new equipment. So once we lost them, is I think when we started doing the warranty work. All right, so I had to stop at a call. I had to rewire some thermostat. So back to what I was saying. So there's ups and downs. There's even us being in over 5 years, we ended up getting another dip. So after we lost those IHOPs, the thing is we put our eggs all in one basket. So that was another issue. We prioritized them, and we didn't end up looking for other work. And I think that kind of bit us in the ass. So as many IHOPs and Denny's as there were, we ended up losing them because they got maintenance. They were cheaper. The owner was not from this country either, and he was super rich. He had family that lived, well, not family, in-laws that lived here. So that's why he was here, and that's a whole other thing. They have called us like 2 or 3 other times to get us to go back, but they want us on a cheap contract, and we don't do that. So they wanted us back. We just haven't agreed to terms. I would be more than happy to do the work if they paid what we charge. So I don't like to turn away work. It's just you got to pay. You got to know your worth, and you got to pay. They got to pay like what we're asking. So we lost that, and we had to build up again. So what you got to do is you got to take any call you can when you start locally. So all these little mom and pop shops, you hit those up first. All these little, like we had a lot of little pizza places, little Mexican restaurants, because we have an abundance of that here. It's a Hispanic area. We're from South Texas. So we do all that, and no matter how small the place is, and you might have to start cheap, you might have to be competitive. That's an issue that we have down here. It's very competitive because it's a low cost of living. So they're going to expect cheap prices, or they're going to go to the person that has the cheapest price. So when we started, we were very cheap. You have to be very competitive. It's what you have to do when you're a small family business or a small business. I do think you have to earn the right to charge what you want to charge. So we paid our dues. We started very cheap. I was very upset about that, but my dad did that for us. And we charged almost like half what we charge now. Or not that bad, but like I don't know, it was like 3/4 what we charge now. So we started very cheap because everybody undercuts everybody here. And I know it happens in a lot of places. So go in cheap, run specials. So a lot of people here that do residential, they will advertise like cleaning specials or maintenance specials. And I think maintenance is a good way to get into a lot of places, because that's what we did too. We would advertise our maintenance and PMs, show them how their equipment
or how dirty their equipment is. Show them how it would benefit them, and then let that speak for itself, and more than likely they'll try you out, especially if they think they're getting a deal or a special or whatever. And that's how you can reel them in. A lot of places do contracts. You can try that too, but that's a whole legal thing, because you got to write up a contract, and y'all have to sign that in agreement. We tried that once, but we had always a clause where we could get out, because it could actually screw you over to be in a contract. But I guess if you word it right and do maybe a way out that you can get out of it if you need to, go for it. A lot of companies around here do contracts. We just don't like to do that because we don't want to be stuck with it. If there's any issues, because sometimes you get in arguments with these people, they start blaming you for things that's not your fault, and you're just like, you know what, we'll leave. So we don't do contracts. If you want to try that, you can. Sometimes when I go do repairs, I'll offer maintenance, because I'm like, look, these units are pretty dirty. They don't look like they're being taken care of. And they're like, oh, we have a contract with this other company. Maybe when it runs out, we'll call you or whatever. But, sometimes I find out that a lot of these places have contracts, and they're like a year or 2 years, or I don't know how many years. Like they reel them in with a contract, with a maintenance, low price, all that. So that's a good tactic. That's not something we do. I don't like to do that, so we don't do that. But reel them in with a maintenance or something like that, a special that you have going on. So yeah, low prices, specials. And then once you start doing work, just make sure it's top quality, no matter what you're charging. Top quality work will get them to speak or talk. Our best advertisement is word of mouth. So like I said, we don't do billboards, mostly because we don't do residential. I can't advertise. Like I've tried the Facebook advertisement. I've tried the online social media stuff. We have not tried billboards, anything like that, because we don't need the average person to see it. We need managers, owners to see our ads or whatever. So that stuff doesn't work for me. If you do residential, it might be worth investing a little advertisement here and there, Facebook, social media, that type of stuff. But I don't need the everyday person calling me. I need owners and managers calling. So like I said, word of mouth is your best friend if you do commercial work. So like I said, if you're in somewhere cheap, they're gonna start telling people who they use, because they'll have friends that might need work, or they might move to a different place and they might need work at another restaurant. So, or like hospitals, we do hospital work and they end up switching cities or something, and they want us at another hospital, so then we get in there. So word of mouth is very good for you. That's why you got to do very good work, no matter what. Like if you're tired, if you're not getting paid enough, you need to make sure you do the work high quality, where they're like, wow, this is good work. Or you get the unit running when nobody else could, or anything like that. You do it for them and they will recommend you. And that's how we got a lot of our work. Every now and then we do favors for them, but it's not a big deal. Like they're like, can you look at this or that? Like we do little plumbing things or stuff for them. Sometimes I'll knock off an hour or something, like, because I want to stay there to kind of cycle units on and off a few times, or I want to see, or like my dad wants to see product dropped and stuff like that. Like, because like cooking equipment, they want to test out product. We might knock off an hour or something. We might do little things here and there for them. Just build a relationship, and they will recommend you for days on end. So try and take care of your customer and work on that reputation, so that your word of mouth is a good one, and they tell other people to call you. So from there, we do get calls from other places, and everything's online now, so you got to make sure that you're on top of that stuff too. Like we were in the Corrigo software, I don't know what you call it, but it's an online thing that one of our customers used. So we make sure we're on that. And then from there, we did get a few calls because you can network out of there. Other places that use Corrigo can find you and call you. So just make sure you're up to date with the times, being online, ready to apply for all this crap. A lot of commercial places use online things now, so it's not all paper anymore. They'll find you through online stuff. We don't even have like a Google thing. We don't have any online advertisement. We don't have reviews or anything like that. So, and I want to come back around to the business cards. So try to stand out, like I said, but do more than business cards. We did flyers. My dad kind of thought of that. He's like, let's do flyers. So on there we put our maintenance specials and our prices and everything, because they want to know everything. So put as much information as you can on a flyer. It was just a paper that I printed out. Had our logo, what we did, and what prices we had, like labor, hourly rate, and a maintenance special that we had going on. So we did that, and we left those around. And I did brochures as well, so the little folding brochures. I ended up printing those at home. I bought the stuff at Office Depot, I believe. If you go to Office Depot, I even made business cards from there, because you could print them out at home and you just tear them up. I went to Office Depot and just looked at the section where you can print stuff. Like they had business cards, they had brochures and different things you could print at home and make them. So I designed all that stuff at home, but you can get somebody to do it for you, or you can do something simple. Just stand out. Like it's a hard one to do, but if you guys follow Tito Vlogs, or HVACR Vlogger was his name before he started moving around. The way he got his solar company up and off the ground is exactly what we did. It's the same things that I'm telling you. So the way he got his stuff off the ground was that he did the cards. I think he did cards, but he did brochures and stuff. He went door to door or whatever, which is what we did. We stopped at all these restaurants and everything, gave them a business card, a flyer, and a brochure. And a lot of times they told us that was great. That's exactly what they wanted to see, and they were going to show it to the owner, and they let us do work for them, and we got a lot of work through that. I noticed Tito did that with the brochures and stuff, and he went door to door, and he said just from people talking, like they recommended him. He's been doing really well with that solar stuff. So it's basically what we did, just on a commercial level. We went around with these cards and brochures and got into one restaurant, then they recommended us to another one, and after that we started building up what we have now, to where we have several national chain accounts. And even in the national chain accounts, they'll recommend you and they'll talk to other people, because we have a couple that are from here and we take care of a particular area. We go 1 to 2 hours each way, but they want us now up north to where we're going 3 to 4 hours, because they like our work and how we do business, how we are. You know, you have to be friendly and like I said, make friends with everybody. We treat them well and everything. We take care of them. And now they have us in other cities and areas that they just don't like the companies out there, and they want us to, they pay us to travel out there, and we have a high travel charge just to get out there, and then we bill them whatever we bill, and they're okay with that. You know, you got to build it up and do all that stuff. I know I'm not going to be super specific to tell you how to run your business, but I'm just telling you what we did. But you do want to take the little calls, take the local places that maybe a lot of the bigger companies don't want to do. You take those and you build your reputation. But all in all, like, there's no easy way to success. There's no shortcut or anything. Being a business owner, you have to give it your all. You have to be determined, and you can't quit when something goes wrong. Like, there's going to be ups and downs. You got to work hard. You got to try your best, and there will always be work. Just, you can't be picky when you start. And that's how you start up. Further down the line, like after a couple of years, that's when I would say charge what you should be charging, know your worth and all that. But when you start from scratch, you don't have that luxury. You got to build that up. You got to pay your dues. You got to do all that. Just like when you work at a company, you got to work your way up. When you're a business owner, you get knocked back down to the bottom. You got to start up and build it. Unless you already have, like I said, a reputation from side work or whatever you had as part of your old company or whoever you worked for before. But for the most part, you get knocked back down to the bottom and you start back up. So don't get discouraged. All right, guys, and I just want to add a little tidbit because I was about to post this video and I had it done already and edited, but I just got called in today and it proves two of my points. We picked up another national account. I just got the address, so I'm heading over right now. We got an AC down, or two, I think. And you gotta make friends and be friendly wherever you go. One of the tips that I would tell guys, or I would post about for troubleshooting, is, talk, like in my field, it's talk to the cooks, because the cooks are the ones that use all the equipment. They'll tell you what's wrong with the cooler, freezer, stove, whatever you're working on. Or if you go anywhere else, just talk to the manager or talk to some of the employees, because they're not really biased. They're going to tell you exactly what happened or how long it's been going on. And also, like, if there's deliveries, doors were left open, you can find out things. So being friendly with them, like, we make friends with them. I'm friends with a lot of cooks. They give you free food. I guess that's a perk too. But the call that we have today, the cook from someplace, I'll see if I recognize him when I meet him, but I don't know who it is. Knows of us, of our company, because of my dad, or because of us. Like I said, I don't remember. I haven't seen him yet, so I don't know if I'll recognize him. But since they know us and all that, now he's a manager or district manager for a certain national restaurant, and now he wants us to take care of several stores. I don't know how many it is right now. I'm pretty sure, like always, the first call is usually the trial. So let me go try and fix this thing, and then we'll secure that. But he was a cook. You never know where people move or what they're going to end up being promoted to. So he is now in charge of another restaurant that we actually had when we first started, but they had a system where they called people and we weren't in the system, and at that time we weren't too good about that kind of stuff, getting into things, applying for things, which is why I said keep up with the times. If there is, like right now we have Corrigo, we're in that. You basically make an account, pay for it monthly, and apply for it. But we have Corrigo, we have Verify is another one, I don't know if I'm saying it right, that another customer uses. So just make sure you know what, if you go somewhere and they tell you that you have to be in their system, just find out what it is, make an account, apply, whatever. And like I said, be network or be friendly, because you never know where people move or what they're going to end up being. And my main concern all the time when we get a new vehicle or whatever from the get-go was wrap it, or at least letter it. Put what you do. I don't care what your name is. Put what you do. Like, we list commercial refrigeration and kitchen repairs and all that, and leave the number real big. So my dad was the one that called me. He said that this guy was actually tailing him so he could get the number because he recognized our name, and he called him because he saw our van. Like, there's no other way he would have known about us, or like, I guess found us, unless he looked on social media, where I do have the company name on my social media, but it's much easier when they just see your vehicle and they see a number. So 2 points that I've made actually happened today, and we have a new national account. So just wanted to prove a point there on a couple things. And right now I'm gonna go do my call, and I hope you guys are enjoying the video. All right, guys, so I hope that helped. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys have any more questions or comments, please leave them down below. If you guys have any advice for like to contribute to the video, what worked for you guys, go ahead and leave that comment too. That way anybody who finds this video, they have my advice and anybody else's down below, and let's just help each other out. So being a business owner, it's going to be stressful. You're going to have ups and downs, and it's not for everybody. When I started, like I said, I just wanted to be an employee because I worked for my dad doing hot food work. After a few years of doing HVAC work, because I got my degree and all that, I finally got, as I got older, obviously, because I was a kid when I started, as I got older, I wanted to be in the business part, and now I do that. I've always done behind the scenes billing and logos and all that, but now I do make sure I network, make sure I talk to the right people. I worry about my customers. I do everything that a business owner does now, and we've been very successful, and I'm grateful. So the only thing I can tell you guys is don't quit. Don't get too down on yourself. Ups and downs happen, but being in a skilled trade, you'll have work for the rest of your life. Like, it's just a matter of you going out there and getting it. You need to put yourself out there. You need to brand yourself, make yourself seen, make yourself known, and hustle, because the work's not gonna just come to you. You got, like, when you open a business, it just, people don't just flock to you. You gotta go out there. So we went, call it whatever you want, desperation, hunger. We went out there and we got our customers, and we make sure that we take care of them. And reputation goes a long way. Quality work and reputation is your best advertisement. So don't quit, be persistent, and just go out there and get it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys on my service calls next week, whatever. And if you're new here, please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys.